Welcome to the Muscle Maturity Podcast number 84. I am John Hansen. I'm here with Samir Bannout and Marcus Guerrero. And this is our big Olympia prediction show, guys. We are 1 week out from the show, so we're going to do our Olympia predictions. How you guys doing?
Not bad. Not bad. It's gotten hot again in my area, back to 102 degrees. And I'm like, come on, I want cold weather. I want cool weather. Everything's good. Been training, John. I think this is 60th anniversary. Since you're going to be there, I'm trying to get big. So when I stand next to you, I look a little bit bigger.
All right.
All good. All good. How's things, right, Marcus?
I'm good. I'm anticipating everything, trying to get the diet in check. Had some up and downs. Just living. Living is as full as I can, honestly. How about you, John? How you doing?
Good. Just recovering from the hurricane that we had last week. Got a lot of flooding out here.
Oh, wow. Did it affect you? Did it hit your area? Did it affect you?
The whole complex where I live, everybody got flooded.
Oh, my God.
It was really bad. It was the worst I've seen since I've been here, since I moved to Florida. Yeah.
Man, this is a downside living in that region, man. Yeah.
I know.
When we have the earthquake, you guys have the hurricane. And we have fire and hurricane here. I mean, fire and mudslide and you name it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but you still look good. You don't look like you've been suffering. You're looking good, buddy.
Yeah, it was. I mean, just the garage got flooded, but I didn't get flooded in the condo or anything. So. All right. Well,
you've been dieting, John. Yeah, you have that. I said, you got that face, that tight face. Have you been dieting, John?
Yeah, I'm trying to get in shape for some video shoots. So hopefully I'll get
good,
close.
as always.
I got about another month to go.
Good. I've been eating like there's no tomorrow
for the Olympia, so I'll be able to eat my food.
Which hotel you staying at? What hotel you staying at?
I forget which one. Desert Resort or something like that. It's got a kitchenette, so that's why I got it.
It's the headquarters?
It's not on the Strip, though.
It's always better.
No, It's not on the Strip. That's Resorts World. All right, so let's talk about Samson first. He won a show last weekend. Wow. Some thunder out there.
That was crazy. Wow. That was wild.
Yeah, it's like really
loud.
What
was that? I wasn't looking.
That was God. That was crazy. That was perfect timing too, right after the hurricane talk. I said, "What are you talking about, John? Watch your mouth. Don't talk about Helene like that."
All right. So, what do you guys think about Samson doing this show like 2 weeks out from the Olympia? Do you think that was a good idea, Samir? I mean, it's unusual for one of the top guys to go into a contest 2 weeks out.
I mean, it's doable. It's doable. I don't think it could interfere, especially if you do things intelligently. I think that would be, it's just like, it may help actually, to make that the final fine tuning.
Yeah.
I don't think Samson have used any diuretic, in my opinion, because I like the way he looked this time. He looks more popping than usual. I like his body. I mean, I would love to see another additional 5% striation in that delts.
Yeah.
See more line. But I mean, you can't. I mean, criticizing his body is no, you can't, because the body is beautiful, huge, shoulders to waist ratio is unbelievable, and he can pose almost better than all the guys on that stage, and so. But I'd like to see him to be slightly more ripped yet. But he has improved, though.
Well, he could do that in 2 weeks, right?
Of course he can. I mean, it's all about really re-peaking. I mean, I'm looking at this photo. I mean, as him posing right there. I mean, you can see the etched glutes, the attachment between the hamstring and glutes, and he's got everything, and he's huge.
Yeah.
So for me personally, it's easy to decorate. A lot of people they don't have the same blessing with that kind of genetic and that mass. He's got a lot of mass with class, you know. But the requirement nowadays is the competitive edge comes with quality. And I know without quality, it's very difficult to really go all the way. So I think the judges put more emphasis on quality. I would like to see physique. And let's say if someone is 100% shredded and someone with better physique is like maybe 99% shredded, I would go with one with a better physique. But that's me, as long as you're looking cut enough. And Samson, I can tell you, I love his body, man. He's like really good. And look at how he posed. His posing is more, he rhymed a little bit better than the other guys. So let's see. We will find out next week.
What do you think,
So
Marcus?
what do you think? Let's ask Marcus.
Yes, no, I actually agree with what Samir said as far as the, like if he, the guy with the better physique as far as, overall coming in 90% compared. I agree with that. I think that for the people like a Andrew and a Samson, that's what we're going to probably see or hopefully see. That's what, we want to see. I feel for those who like and prefer those, complete physiques as a Samson and an Andrew have. I thought he looked really good. I thought it was a smart move, mostly because earlier this year. So when the two Arnolds, the Columbus and the UK, the fact that he got better from the first to the second, in the UK, I feel like he was a little bit better. And I think it was only like a 2-week difference, right? So that nearly aligns perfectly with what's happening here with this show in the Olympia. So
I think that's why
to me, to me, I think that's like, it's actually one of the most intelligent things I think he could have done, especially with all the changes that's happened to him this year. And I thought he looked really good. I was really impressed with how his leg looked from the side. I like some of his side shots were very impressive to me. There was a lot of detail in that, the side chest, especially in his legs. And I think that's going to be like a game changer as far as what really shows. So I was impressed, and it has me more hyped for the Olympia. I do feel bad for Andrea Presti because he's just been working so hard for these last couple of shows, and sadly, so hopefully he can come back big next year or early in the year and get into the Olympia.
Are there any more shows?
John, what do you think
before the end of the year to qualify for next year?
I don't think so.
Andrew, no, or Andre? I mean, Andre Presti.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think the Legion may have been the last one.
Okay.
As far as like before the.
I didn't know if there was any shows like.
So, John, how do you see Samson yourself?
I think after Olympia, yeah. But yeah, John, you were curious to how you felt about it.
I think he looks good. I mean, he kind of. I don't know if he really made much improvements from the Arnold. I don't think he's going to beat Hadi or Derek if they're on, though, based on what I see of him here. But I do think it was a good move if he's judging it like from the Arnold in Columbus to the Arnold UK, and he did make more improvement. I think, sometimes you look better at the second show.
Sorry, guys.
So I don't know. We'll have to see. I think from the back, I think his rear double bicep, I think he's going to get beat definitely by Derek and maybe even by Hadi in the rear double bicep.
Yeah, when I was looking at some of the back shots, I felt like they were very comparable to the last time I saw. Like, I feel like him and Nick are actually going to be a really good matchup, especially with the back shot. I think that, I don't know how Nick's going to come into the show, but I feel like what we've seen as far as the progress for Samson, I think it's getting a little bit more even with how Nick has looked in the past. But then again, we haven't seen Nick in, couple months now. And when we saw him, might not have been his best. So it's going to be interesting.
I mean, this is a good shot, but it's not, it's not like lights out.
Yeah. Question, John, if you compare that to Andrews back double, how do you feel? Like, how do you feel? Like, which one do you prefer with the back double at the last showing? I guess like how he was looking at Texas.
Yeah, I'd have to see a rear double body because Andrew's not super strong from the back either, is he?
Yeah, not as like it's not going to be as. No, I don't think so. Not as it's. I don't think it's on the level of who we're looking at to be like the top two as far as the Hottie and Derek, who both have superb backs.
Yeah. Andrew looks great from the front, though.
Yeah, it's lights out from the front.
I think.
Yeah.
I hear Andrew have improved a lot, and so wait till you see the finished product. I spoke with Chris Aceto, and Chris, he said, well, of course, naturally he's going to say he's going to win. Well, I mean, he have the weapon to win. So I like his physique. So, and I bet you he's going to be more shredded than ever for this show. So sometimes it's really hard to predict until you see all of them on stage. Then you could really judge.
Yeah, I think that's better than Samson, that rear double by there.
Damn.
Yeah, I guess his quality is the separation. You see when he hit the side tricep, you see a line in his delts, see fiber in his chest.
Yeah, more separation in his back, I think, than Samson.
I'm telling you, if both shredded the same way, come on, it's very hard to judge. You got to be the, Samson is massive and he's got everything. Andrew's got pretty small waist, pretty body, so it's really hard to, predict until we see both of them on stage. So, I mean, any of the top 3, 4 really can surprise us all.
Yeah.
Derek, you can never take Derek out of the winner. Derek is Mr. Olympia, and so he's going to be ready. Yeah. Hadi, he's training harder than anyone. Nobody trained harder than Hadi. Hadi is the hardest working bodybuilder. I mean, he trained with vengeance, strong as hell. I know Derek is trying, but also I don't see anybody training harder than Hadi. So Hadi, he's determined, he's disciplined, so sometimes I would say all bet is off until I see all of them. So,
yeah.
But I can judge if they're all. If you ask me if they're all in the same condition, then I can tell you who would win. If they're all in the same condition, then I can judge.
They won't all be in top condition.
No, they won't be all in the same condition.
There'll be like 2, maybe 3 guys in top condition. That's the way it is every year.
Yeah, I mean, I really like Derek's body. Derek is super massive. Look at the back. He's like so thick. I mean, he's the biggest I've seen, but he don't need to be bigger. He needs to be hard like a rock. If he is hard like a rock, honestly, I could put my money on him. If he's shredded, onion skin, etched, he'll win. Because he's put together very nicely, Like I said, him, Derek, Andrew, and Samson, and Hadi. These are my top 4, and I think that's the top 4. It's imminent that these are the top 4, as far as I'm concerned. But who is first and second?
I think everybody agrees with that.
We'll have to wait and see who's going to be like more prepared.
I would have loved to have seen whenever they had that Olympia battle. I would love to have seen Hadi there. Whenever it was like Nick, Samson, and Derek, I think that Hadi would have changed that. Yeah,
that was after the New York Pro, right?
Look at that.
Yeah, it was right. Yeah, because Nick was the one who was like near stage ready. Yeah. But I would love to have seen Hadi there as far as kind of going off what Samir was saying, like that vengeance he has in the gym. I think he would have upped all of them, like as far as like he would have kept upping the ante while they were working out. You could tell he's a very ferocious.
Was that after the Arnold? Maybe I can't remember when that was.
I feel like it was. I thought it was maybe before. I think it was maybe a month or so within the month of New York Pro.
Yeah.
Or maybe, I know it was right around it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because Nick was like clearly in like crazy good shape.
Yeah, he was in much better shape.
Oh, yeah. Great. Yeah, I mean, Nick is going to be in shape without a doubt. Probably, if anything, I think Nick could be the most ripped. I know that he's being coached and he's being very smart about the final phase. So, again, let's hope, he's 100%, and then I can make my proper judgment, anything is possible. But I think that's my top 5. I mean, Nick is in the top 5 for sure.
All right, do you guys want to do your top 10 predictions then for the Olympia?
Yeah.
You want to do that? That guessing. That's guessing here. We're not.
Yeah. I mean, it's just I'm just making a.
I think he's got you first.
I'm gonna write them down. You want me to start first?
Yeah. Who you got in first place?
Okay. Surprises. I predict now, having everyone ready, Derek is gonna repeat. But again, if Derek showed up like last year, he won't repeat. If Derek will show up like last year, he can forget about it. Because last year I wasn't impressed, although I like his body the most. So when Derek is on, I would put him first. Oh, you can leave a note of what Samir picked. All right, Derek first. I would have to say then between Hadi and Andrew Jacques for second. So I would go, I think there will be an upset right now from what I heard from Chris Aceto that, I feel like Andrew is going to make it to second place.
Okay.
Although I love Hadi. I love the way he trained, his intensity. The only thing I look at Hadi's upper thighs and abs and that chest striated, that's going to really leave an impact on the judge's mind, because Hadi, with his power, his stage presence in that area, from his upper thighs to his abs and chest, they're all like chiseled, and that is actually that's gonna change the mind of some of the judges. I mean, that's why I keep telling people, your upper thighs, your abs, your chest, that's your bread and butter for it. So I would say that's my top 3. Again, I hate to say that. If Andrew is 100%, that can change things too. So I would say Samson and Samson, just put note next to it if he's not 100%. If he's 100%, I'm going to take him back up.
You can say that about everybody.
If he's 100%, he'll be all the way up. I would say Nick Walker is going to be ready, and Nick Walker.
Okay.
And I don't know. I heard, Brandon Curry looking better than he did in the past, so I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Brandon, I heard Brandon is looking way better than he did last year, so I can see Brandon placing 7. He's former Mr. Olympia, and you know what? The guy's amazing. So if he's 100% on, definitely going to break the winner's circle. I would say Hunter LaBrada for 7. And let me see here. Rafael Brandeo, right there with Hunter. Let's hope he's 100% Rafael. And believe it or not, I'm going to put the guy Mohammed Foda, because I like his body, in the winner's circle. He's going to make the top 10. Yeah. And then, you know what? I saw Theo, the Canadian guy, standing next to Samson. I was very impressed. A beautiful body. If he comes in a little bit more sharper yet, I could see Theo in that top 10. And that, God knows the conditioning there, but this is how I see it as we speak right now. Just wish everybody the best of luck, and may the best man win. And I love you all. Remember that.
I got almost the same as you.
So,
wow.
I'm going to put Derek in first, and Andrew second. No, I'm sorry. I got Hadi second.
Make up your mind.
And then Andrew third.
Hadi.
But I'm hoping Andrew does better than third. But I think he'll definitely be in top three. And then I got Samson fourth, and Nick in fifth, and then I got Brandon in sixth. Almost the same as Samir. And
Pretty
then
close.
I got Hunter in seventh.
Hunter.
I think I'm going to go with Martin in eighth, and then Raphael in ninth, and then Mohammed.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I need to make a quick decision, make quick changes. I would put Martin.
Mohammed in 10th.
Right after, right up there was Hunter and Brandon. So I don't know where we're going to fit Martin. I like Martin's body. He's really professional and he's flowing very good. He's missing nothing. I'm sure he probably added some size to him. So I would say Martin should be about 7th or 8th. I wish he would win, but again, this is how I see it as we speak right now. And then I got to let you win from the first time anyway. Yeah. Martin 7th, 8th. That's it.
So put Martin 7th, Scott. I guess just move everybody else.
Good job. Mm-hmm. Was that an Excel sheet? Okay.
Yeah. I guess.
Good.
I like that y'all both put Mo up there. I actually like that.
Yeah, that guy's got a great physique.
Yeah, I think Martin is going to really surprise a lot of people.
By De La Rosa
I like
Tampa,
Martin,
but I think he's going to be better than De La Rosa.
Yeah, that's where I think those two are. And then we got,
it's a tight squeeze, guys. It's a tight squeeze.
Yeah, you got Akeem in there and so many people.
Who do you got, Marcus?
Let's see, Marcus.
So one, I'm going to do Derek. I was afraid to go last because I was like, oh, it's going to look like I'm copying them, but I trust it's not. It's different. Yeah. But you guys have the more experience, so I get it. Hadi, 2. I just can't deny Hadi. 3, Samson. I was actually really impressed with Samson.
Okay.
And this is where once again, even weeks back during the Andrew episode, this is where it gets hard for me. So I don't know. For 4th, I'm tossed up between Nick and Andrew. I'm going to go Nick, hoping that he looks better from his last showing, which I assume he will. I really do think, because to me, as far as betting odds, he's the one that I feel like is going to come in conditioned. And I think that's kind of what the name of the game has become a little bit more than we'd like. So, yeah, I think as far as betting odds. Yeah. And then next, I'm going to say Andrew. And I actually really feel bad.
Oh, my God. Wait. 1, 2, 3. Andrew, 5th place? Shame on you. That's okay.
Yeah, we've been here. I almost, and I because I know the people in the comments gonna be like, oh, hey, Andrew and Samson to me should be Mr. Olympia. To me, that's the top 2 in my book as far as what I like, what I prefer. So please understand that. But
no,
to me, this is an edge. Like, I'm going off what I feel like the judges are gonna say and just going off past shows. Like, I was watching the past 2023 Olympia like 3 hours ago. So going off that, and then I got Curry. Which, like I said, I could have easily put Curry up in 5th and 4th. So those 3 are hard.
That's
yeah,
good.
Brandon Curry. Yeah, I just can't. And I'm even mad that I'm putting him in 6th. Like, I feel like he could be the one that shocks me the most. I think I could see him right next to Nick, but I think Nick just comes with that crazy conditioning. I got 7, Hunter. Hunter in 7th, and hopefully he just comes in a little bit better than his last showing. That's what I think he will. Martin in 8th, and that's a tough one because putting him in front of Raphael was really tough, but I do prefer Martin's body. Pause, but I can see both of them, him and Raphael, being really good. Next would be Raphael. I think they're a good matchup, honestly. Like it's all oddball compared to each other. Like they're all different physiques, so it's going to be really weird how they match up. And then 10th, I got Akeem.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was, for me, that was hard because I could see someone like a John Jewett up there. I could see De La Rosa, but
yeah.
Put my money on Akeem. I like Akeem.
Well, again, I mean, this is just, we're guessing here, but then honestly, my top four, anyone could probably win, but if all of them showed up in top condition, I mean, then I'll move Samson up. But then again, I'm going based on how he looked in France. Looked good. He was popping, but I needed a little extra striation. Nick is going to be ready. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think my top 5 are solid in their places. That's our top 5, but that could change who was first and second and third. So that could change. Yep.
Yeah, I don't.
So
we'll see you next. My own top 5.
What do you think about Nick not really posting any pictures lately? Because last year he was posting pictures like almost every day. Do you think maybe he's not in shape like as much as he was last year?
No, he's in good shape. Look at that. I like it when he puts his feet together like that. Look, if Nick puts his feet together like that, his body's going to look prettier. I'm telling you, if his coach is watching, do the poses with your feet closer together. Yeah.
Usually when there's a contest coming up, he's like posting pictures in posing trunks, posing in that room.
Yeah.
Like every
he's hiding now.
It seems like 3 times a week, or at least once a week.
That's how it was last year. Last year, leading up to it, he was every day. And see, like when you look at it like that, you're like, it's hard to say. Is it the confidence? Because he probably had a lot of confidence going into that show. Maybe I like the mental games of it. I think him and Brandon Curry both have kind of been, not really showing us that much. And I think it makes it all the more interesting, like that's what makes, I feel like that's what probably effed up my top 5 is those two not showing how they look, because it's just like, you never know, but I have faith in both of them.
A ton of stuff.
When you have a lot of muscle like Nick, what I would personally do is focus on deeper separation and striation, and that could easily put him in a higher position. That's what I think. If you look at Nick's muscle, his muscle have more like hardness to it, like Hardy too. His muscle is harder. This is what I expect out of Derek. Again, Derek's body, he better be better than last year. He better. If he's better than last year, he's going to win. And so I think the best flowing body, the muscle belly on Derek is very hard to match. He's got a beautiful bicep, tricep, forearm, good shoulders, incredible back. He flows very, very good. I just want a little bit harder looking muscle, more striation. That's all. The guy's missing in nothing, And I think people probably got mad at me because I spoke my mind last year. When Derek is 100% on, look out. Look out. And that's the truth.
So last year, his weaknesses were he just wasn't hard through the chest and the abs, especially.
He was that's quite a bit softer.
Yeah.
That's why I said Hardy should have won last year.
Yeah. I agree.
Look at that. Look at that physique. That's untouchable physique right there. That's untouchable. So beautiful, like, big and beautiful.
For this year, it definitely looks like he's bigger. He's bigger legs. His chest looks bigger. It's just going to be a matter of, can he get that hardness when it comes time for the show, right?
Agree with you, Jean. He is not lacking in size. In fact, pound to pound, he's one of the most massive guys. Even though he's like 5'5", it don't matter. He's got a lot of beef on him, and it's beautiful. This is what's crazy about Derek. His muscle matches perfectly, and that's what I'm saying. Look at, you see striation in his shoulder? Like even now, you see that? It means that he's nearly ready right there. And that's why I put my money on him. And uh, let's hope the best man win. I'd like to see him harder than last year in order to defend his title. Yeah.
I think it's telling that he did so good. Like the fact that he won last year and, with so many missing parts or, parts that are to be desired. I think that's what kind of throws me for the loop as far as for this year is like, he literally was missing some of the most key things, like things that we're considering like so crucial. And he still was able to like win. Yeah. I mean, that's what kind of makes me think, okay, it's going to be maybe a different, just a whole different animal or breed this year. So that's why it's kind of like I put my money on him. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure him and Hani focusing on onion skin right now. Oh, I mean,
what do you say, John?
Listen, him. Go ahead. He said he definitely made a progress since last year, and I believe that he made a lot of progress. Although I didn't agree with adding more and more mass because he's already massive, and I hope going forward, even if he loses a little bit of muscle on the account of gaining more quality, I would highly recommend that. He can lose. I mean, even if he loses 2-3 pounds of muscle, but to get etched to the bone, that would guarantee his title, in my opinion. Right, John?
Yeah. Yeah, it seems like
when you burn all the fat,
he's got a crazy physique. He's got like his glutes are always super, super shredded. His rear double bicep is the best in the sport. But then from the front, he's always a little soft in the shoulders and the arms, or the shoulders and the chest.
I just saw his chest. I saw striation, John. I don't think he's soft. I think he's missing. He missed his peak.
Well, he was last year. I mean, maybe he'll be improved this year, but.
Well, I mean, he did have other issues. I don't want to talk about last year, which is kind of disappoint me a little bit because even last year I had my money put on him, and I was a little disappointed. But looking at him right now, I mean, the guy is. He's the most dangerous guy. He's the most dangerous guy in bodybuilding right now. You know, come in 24K, he'll be unbeatable. 18K, it won't work nowadays for him at the Olympia. He needs to be just striated and harder. And this, like, for example, once you lose all the fat, once you lose the subcutaneous fat completely, and then go into stage 2, which is you want to get ultra shredded, it is okay to lose a pound or 2 of muscle and get that etchy gnarliness. See, it doesn't. You'll be surprised how much bigger you will be, even if he is 2 or 5, even 4 or 5 pounds lighter from his last year condition. He would be the winner in my book. Yeah, I mean, he reminds me of my body, but he's more compact than me. He's super massive, but I had that kind of physique too, like him, Derek. I had the chest and back and, the arm, but I mean, amazing. The guy's amazing. For real.
You think Andrew can beat him?
Andrew can beat him? Well, Andrew could, but then again, look, Andrew is going to be overwhelming when you stand next to everyone, but you cannot make Derek look small because Derek is massive and Derek's body flows. Oh, for some of the judges going to look at Andrew, he's so massive, shoulder to waist ratio. Again, we'll have to see it there. We'll have to see the finished product on both this year. I tell you what, I think Andrew is going to push him very hard. Andrew is going to push Derek very hard. That's why I thought he'd be second place. I know Jean's been always saying Andrew, but you know what? Andrew has come a long way, and Andrew's time has come right now. So we'll see the finished product. And what I feel comfortable with, I feel comfortable that he is with Chris. If he's with Chris, I know he's going to be super ready, and he's going to come in healthy, and he'll look good. So he's got good people in his corner. And I predict good things. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
Chris is a great coach. Derek has a great coach, and Hani is gonna see to it that nobody leave a question mark about Derek. There's a lot of people. I know a lot of people from Sean Ray to Dexter Jackson. Everybody agreed with me that actually Hadi should have won last year, but for the simple reason he wasn't popping. He was pop, but he wasn't as hard. So I'm sure that's going to change, and I'm sure Hadi is killing it right now, and Hani is going to help him peak even better. They're going to pay more attention about making up for whatever they missed on last year. So they're not going to leave room for any excuses.
Yeah, see, when I look at my top 10, like there's two things that are just so like glaring for me that I hate. One, Hadi not being in first. Like, look, you know, and I know I'm sticking with my picks, but it just feels so funny not putting Hadi in first because, like, I really do believe he's going to come back with a vengeance. And then another thing is just like Bonac not being in the top 10 for me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I know I did that, so it's on me, but it's just, it feels funny to not have like William Bonac in the top 10. And then, of course, like, you know, Hadi not winning.
I hear you, Marcus. But remember, when I judge, I always look at the flow of the body. I'm not like saying, oh, Derek is going to win. Derek has the flow to go with that long muscle belly that fit together. You have all the pieces of the puzzle. Same thing when you look at guys like Samson. Samson have the flow and the beautiful line. Samson needs to be shredded. That's the only thing left on Samson to do is to get that additional 5-10% clarity, that paper skin. If you get that Serge Nubret quality, honestly, I would say he's going to be the man. So going by what I saw in the past week, that's why I think it's going to be tough. He needs to be out. It's not tough if he does things right. He needs to be shredded, more shredded. So we'll see. Yeah. We'll be there next week.
It just goes to show how deep the lineup's going to be, which is pretty awesome that we're in a time where we can have that.
So what do you think about for Martin example, and Raphael? Who thinks he'll be better than that? Who do you think is going to come out ahead with those two?
What two? Martin and who?
Raphael and Bannout. I think Martin is crazy focused. I'm sure Bannout is also focused, but if you look at Martin, and I've been exchanging messages with Martin, and he is really finding out. He takes all constructive criticism positively, and he's working on perfecting everything. You know what? I see Martin probably he may make the top 6. We'll see what he's gonna look like. I like his body, man. He just have no ugly. The body flows very good. I like him. I mean, John, what do you think of? Seriously, what do you think of Martin's physique? Just looking at the balance, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I think he's got really good symmetry, good balance.
He flows good.
Yeah, pretty good size. So, yeah, I think if he comes in really good condition, he can move up. He might be able to make top 6.
Yes.
He might be able to beat Hunter.
100%.
If Hunter's a little bit off and he comes in really ripped.
I guarantee you, he's going to be ready. He's going to surprise a lot of people. And I'm studying his body, and he's intelligent, and he understands that, you know what? Size is not everything, although he's gotten bigger, but he's not going to sacrifice a little bit of muscle to be ultra shredded. I know that. So I can see the possibility of him going in the top 6. I really could. So let's wait and see.
I mean, the Olympia, the guys are so big and size is so important, but every year, this happens every single year, there's only like 2 or 3 guys that are really in peak condition. So if you're in peak condition and a lot of other guys are off, you can move up,
Yeah, I agree. Totally agree. I mean, look at Jean. Jean, look at me in my case. I was almost last in 80. I break the top 10 in 81. I came in 7th, 8th. And then in 82, I was in the winner's circle. And many people I felt I could have won, and I came in fourth. I honestly felt I'm in the top 2 in 82. But then again, I kept improving. I was young, and my body was very responsive, and I kept climbing. So you get there. So this when you talk about guys like Martin and, like Brandeo, he looks the best I've seen him too. Brandeo looking a lot better than before. But then again, this is not going to be a walk in the park for anybody, to be honest. I could only guarantee the top 4 because I know their physical capacity and, what have you. Quality, man, is the name of the game. You have the body with the quality, you're going to go all the way. That's why guys like Martin have that good flow. You have a beautiful flow to his body. Now, again, we keep taking LaBrada out of the top 6. If Hunter comes in shredded to the bone, which is, I haven't seen him shredded to the bone. I see him looking really good. If I see Hunter shredded to the bone, I could honestly see he may move to the top in the top 6 for sure. So, Hunter and Nick used to fight it out back the past couple of years, right, John?
Mm-hmm.
So Hunter, and I think Hunter did beat Nick a couple of years ago, didn't he, John?
Yeah, the first one. You got 4th, Nick got 5th.
Yeah, he got 4th.
So,
5th, yeah.
And so both of them around the same age. And I know, Nick have a good coach, and he's very resilient and focused. And Hunter have a great team behind him. So if he really start thinking like his dad, come in, etch to the bone, Hunter can move up a little bit. I know he could. He could make the top 6. So that's why it's very hard to we make a prediction, but when we see him in real life, we have much, much better perspective. So wait and see, John.
Yeah.
I think you and I are pretty close
Hunter's
here. I'm not going to bet. Not betting sushi with you.
I think
though,
Hunter's
like last time. What do you think,
Hunter's focused on getting ripped because he got a lot of criticism after that win, and I think a lot of people were saying they thought he'd look a lot better, or he should have came in harder, or that stomach issue he had. So I think he's really focused on getting ripped, and he's got enough time.
He's pretty symmetrical.
He had like a month, right, in between the 2 shows. So.
John, from where he is right now, what we're looking at that video right now, if he dropped 5 pounds of Haagen-Dazs, I mean, to us, to the average Joe, they don't think he has got fat on him. But there's degree to the quality. He could actually get more shredded. He could. But I know they're keeping in mind, well, you need to be big standing next to those huge, massive guys. But Hunter is pretty big, too. I love his diamond calves. I love his leg separation. He's having an issue with one area. But if he comes in, look at the rib cage on the right side is sticking out of the frame. This is the problem with bodybuilders nowadays, trying to grow too quick. And that's a big mistake. You don't need to grow too big. It takes time anyway. But get back to focus. Hunter, ultra shredded, which is here, his cut. But from where he is now, add another 10% quality, he'll be very, very dangerous too, because he's got a pretty balanced body. That's the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting as far as with like going back to the, like Martin and Brandeo. I feel like both of them tend to really like open up on stage. Like once they get into their actual like poses, it's where it's like really shocking how like just crazy especially in the last year or so, the differences they both made just coming up slowly. And I think we are going to see them probably in the same call out next to each other. And I think looking back, I remember when it was, I think maybe like last year or like within the last 2 years when it was Martin versus Andrew. I probably was like a Texas pro, one of them. Like it was Tampa, I think it was Texas. And from the back, he looked really good next to Andrew. So I'm very curious to how he is going to size up to some of these people, especially, with all the growth that he has had. I think it's going to be very promising for Martin. But then when we just looked at some of the, the updates we saw from Brandeo, it's just like, it's hard to deny that because he looks incredible too. And I agree with Hunter. Yeah, like I think just a little bit more condition. It's like I think even us saying only top 6 is selling him short. You know what I mean? Like he's that kind of guy. He has all the all the pieces necessary. Yeah. So it's going to be crazy interesting.
It does.
I can't wait to see it.
I can't put Hunter out of the top 6 if he's etched to the bone. I can't.
Oh yeah,
but he needs to be etched to the bone. The problem is he hasn't been super. He hasn't been 24. Hunter's been reaching 18, maybe, like I say, maybe close to 21, but not 24. And this is why Samson hasn't been reaching at 21. Samson's been like 18. And Samson reached a 21K quality. Holy shit. I mean, I'm talking about pure gold. Samson could win it all too. So, we need him in that surgeon break quality, guys. Then I wouldn't say any word. I mean, he could win. But anyway.
Raphael looks a lot better, doesn't
he? Exciting week. When you'll be there, John? When are you going to be in Vegas?
Wednesday.
Oh, so you'll be there before me?
Yeah.
I'll be there. I'll be there. I'm driving actually on Thursday morning, like maybe 6 in the morning. So I enjoy driving because if I go to LAX, John, go to an hour drive, sit in the airport 2 hours, and that would put me in Las Vegas. And so why? It's fun drive.
It's only
3 hours from you. Marcus, come drive with me. What's up, buddy?
Be on the couch.
Marcus, come to LA and train with me for a couple of days and drive with me.
There you go. Next year, I'm gonna put you. I'm gonna hold your word. Next year, this year is gonna be a Domino's option.
Yeah,
and me and my girl arguing about. I know for a fact me and my girl arguing about where Andrew's supposed to be because I know she's gonna put Andrew at the top. So she loves this. She probably feels like how John does. So I know we're gonna be like, I don't know. It's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a heated debate in the household here.
I'm gonna tell you, Andrew is gonna cause a problem this year. He's ready. I mean, just hearing it from Chris, he is more ready than usual. And the fine tuning is going to be, he's going to be etched to the bone. He will.
Yeah.
So
somebody's going to stir up trouble.
I know his peaking plan. So I know he'll be there to fighting for the first spot. So yeah, it'll be exciting. So what else is happening, John?
Yeah, I think Andrew's the most exciting physique. So I'd love to see him pull an upset and win the whole thing.
That would be insane. Could you imagine? I couldn't imagine this.
I think everybody's got Hadi and Derek in first and second. I think everybody's.
I hope Derek win. I'm going to tell you something, John. I hope Derek win. I hope I hope all of them win, but we can't help it. I hope Nick win. I hope Andrew win. I hope. But then let's hope for too much because only one gonna win. So, and we're gonna celebrate and we're gonna congratulate the winner. And we are really proud of all of them. Honestly, all of them are great. So,
yeah, I think if it's Derek, Hadi, and Andrew again, or Derek, Hadi, and Samson again, that's gonna be pretty boring. That's the same thing what happened last year.
It's not about boring, Sean. Why is it boring? I mean, what happened if
it's the same
deservingly got this spot?
It won't change at all. It'd be exciting
if no, they're not going to look. They're not. Hey, they're not going to look the same like last year.
That would be exciting because then at least we'd have 3 different guys.
Can you imagine? Nick Walker comes out of this world beyond shredded, more shredded than Serge Nubret, imposed with elegance. Yeah. So we know, we'll see it. We'll have to wait and see it.
I feel like those are the two. Like
Nick's not posting any pictures, so it's weird. I mean, nobody really knows what he looks like.
Yeah, I feel like Nick and Andrew are the two who could definitely kind of like do the most damage as far as like shock. Yeah, exactly. The upset. I feel like those are the two who can really, and granted, I still, money will be on, like, I like Samson's physique, but I get it. Like, as far as the ups, like that Andrew and Nick, they can just come in and really shake it all up. I mean, they all can. That's the crazy thing about it. And it's like, there's 8 people who can arguably make, this show be like one of the biggest.
Yeah.
Hey, just think about this, Marcus. 1980, everybody was talking about me here in Southern California. I said, oh my God, that kid Samir, easily going to be in the winner's circle. Guess what? I messed up. I almost came in last place. So let's wait and see what the finished product, I really had the potential, even 1980, to break into the winner's circle. No lie. But I overtrained, I overdieted, and I was in early stages learning. So I almost came in last with Ken Waller. So, hey, it's all like, it's a school, man. Trial and error, keep moving forward, So it wouldn't surprise me to see Hunter shredded or Nick Walker looking better than ever. So, we shall see. So what about what's new to help the kids out there, John, with some coaching? You hope what, John?
Oh, you want to take questions?
Probably be
I was
good.
going to say, I hope somebody does a good posing routine this year, but I don't know. Probably won't happen. I hope for that every year.
I think Andrew and Samson will be, hopefully they'll come out and do like really good. But I always tend to like their posing routines. And I feel like I like that Andrew is starting to have elegance to it.
Andrew could do a great routine if he put his mind to it.
Yeah.
But it's just not.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, Samson is a very good poser. He moved like really good.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell Andrew, I'm going to tell Samson, who's a great poser, there's one thing that these guys are not doing. When you hit poses from the back, I don't care whether it's side from back or back from, if you do not flex your rear delts, don't do it. Because if you don't flex your rear delts, it's like shooting blank. So you're acting like doing a back double bicep. Believe me, I've learned that the hard way. Most of them, when they do like the 3/4 back like that, they don't flex or they don't align the rear delts like in one line, and they don't flex the rear delt. If you don't flex your rear delts, your back is not gonna pop. So this is something that actually Samson need to do. Samson need to flex that rear delt. So I've been checking. I check each and every one, and I know where's the flaws. Sometimes they have it, but they don't show it. Anyway. So what question we can help the kids with, Jean?
I don't know. What's the questions we have? Does Scott have any questions?
Let's ask Scott. When preparing for show, do you stop or taper down training? How does it influence the physique? Well, yeah, I mean, you need to taper down.
This question.
Yeah.
So I'd still lifting like 6 plates and stuff.
Right.
Well, first of all, let's put it this way. If you're not ready 2 weeks out, 10 days before the show, then you're not ready. You got to get rid of all the Haagen-Dazs off your body, and you got to be ready, stage ready with quality, 2 weeks, 10 days out. The rest is peaking. And then I got to tell these guys, recovery is very important. So, yeah, you can taper down and allow the final week for recovery. Your muscles aren't going anywhere. And a lot of people say, oh, I got to train 2 days before the show. You don't need to fucking train 2 days before the show. You don't need to train 3 days before the show. All you got to do is pose a little bit, flex, and let the body recuperate. The more you train, the more your body actually hold water because the body is in recovering state. So, yeah, I would taper down and load back up. And I mean, when we say load back up, sometimes you don't really need to go, for example, you don't need to go on zero carb for your body to load. So why do you want to go spend your money and then get back and try to make more? You could actually, for a guy like me, for example, I would cut my carb down to 100, 125, maybe at that low. And then 72 hours prior, I load slowly. I cut down on my training. I pose a little bit more. And it seems to work for me. You know, you need to relax your mind. You need to not think about you have a contest, stay worked out, completely relaxed, pose a little bit, eat your food, eat your rice, eat your potato, eat carbohydrate that easily digestible. I would take enzyme. I wouldn't eat something breaded because bread and dough would stick to your stomach. So eat food that actually go through your system quicker. Relax and pose a little bit. So you cannot get fat even if you try. That's what we say toward the end. The rest is water war. You have to understand fluid and electrolyte management. And it's really not a rocket science, but sometimes when you try too hard, like I did 1980, I come in last place because I tried too hard. Just, it's really not complicated. People complicate things for themselves. You know, sometimes cutting sodium way too early is a big mistake. You don't need to cut sodium. But anyway, that's the question about tapering out. Yeah, I will taper, but again, I would make sure that I'm not 100% depleted. I'm somewhat depleted. I get enough posing practice and stays in my room, pose a little bit, and then eat my food and relax. Get back and fill up completely. Understand how to put the right mineral in your body, etc. What do you say about that, John?
What do you think about Hadi training super heavy, like 1 week out from the show or 2 weeks out from the show?
Let's put it this way, John. Go by how you feel. If you feel strong, why not? I mean, his body is looking good right now, and he's training with heavyweight. He's not making any drastic changes. The mistake is when you make a drastic changes, which I did, and I goofed up a lot and I messed up a lot trying things the last minute. Don't make drastic changes. If you look good today, continue to do what you're doing and allow the body to recover. Work on your posing. Keep your head together, happy. You know, you get stressed out over the show, that actually causes more cortisol, which is a problem I had in the past. So when you talk to a guy like me, you will learn from trial and error. And I'm telling you, all you got to do, relax your mind, eat the right food, let your body heal. And I know, like, for example, Lee Haney, him and Shirley will sit in the room for 3 days. All they do is eat and rest and pose. And, you know, he peaked. I mean, Lee Haney is never have that. He's not one of those guys that take diuretic, but he's so full and he pops. And when you have a body like Lee Haney, huge shoulders to waist ratio, and you pop, you know, it's really, I don't think Haney messes with diuretic, honestly. I don't. And this is like some of the questions you're asking me about diuretic. Sometimes if you take diuretic while you're loading, you cannot load with diuretic. You can't. The diuretic should be preserved for the last minute. When the muscle is completely full and you don't have much time to make the quick adjustment, then that may be used under intelligent supervision. So if you're supposed to take 20 milligrams, for example, they take 5. You don't do shock the body. You know, it's easy to lose water. It's easy to lose water. And this is why some of those guys take massive dose of diuretic. And this is what causes a lot of deaths in bodybuilding. I mean, come on. I mean, anyway, so diuretic should be reserved for the final. I can see the question here. What was another question, John? It says, after the show, what are the risks of pigging out? What's the risk, John? Of pigging out.
Well, you get too bloated. I mean, I usually just recommend, just eat what you want the night of the show, maybe the next day for breakfast, or you just, have a day off, after the show. But, and I know like people who use diuretics really get bad side effects if they start eating a lot the week after. because they get a rebound from the diuretics and they get really nasty compared to like if you do it naturally.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm going to give some kids advice on something. When you deal with diuretic, let's say, I'm just saying you don't need to do it, but if you're taking, let's say, 20 milligrams or something, to avoid rebound, the 2 days later, you take 10 milligrams, and 2 days later, you take it down to 5. And 2 days later, you cut the 5 to 2.5. This way you don't get rebound and shock the system. But let's put it this way. If you take diuretic and load, you're not going to load. Especially nowadays, most of the guys take spironolactone. Spironolactone is an aldosterone antagonist. When you take higher amount of aldosterone, there's no way in hell you could load glycogen. So if you read the pamphlet, it says some people can take 150 to 200 milligrams. No, you don't need to take near that much. If it says 100 milligrams, you know what? Then take 12.5 milligrams. You don't need to fucking go crazy. These guys, they're not getting the proper advice. When you're so shredded and so calm, the water can come off your body like that. Taking more diuretic is like shooting yourself in the foot. That's why you need keen eyes, someone that been there, done that, looking at you, said, you know, I had a kid who came to me and said, look, how do I look? Should I take a diuretic? I said, if you touch it, I'm going to break your hand. Don't touch it. And then he went on stage and he was the most ripped guy on stage and he won the show. If he had taken that diuretic, guess what? He would have flattened out and looked like crap. So water is your best friend. Your water is your best friend if you have the right fluid in your body. You know, sodium fluid is not going to harm you like adrenal or hormonal related fluid, which is stick to your skin and it's like a glue. So calm down. The water war is simple. Don't complicate things. Anyway, this topic is quite long, but really, honestly, you could do all of that and look incredible without diuretics. I mean, look at Lee Haney, 7-time Mr. Olympia or 8-time. And I guarantee you, maybe in his entire career, he might have used diuretic once or twice, if that. And a lot of people think I took a lot of diuretic for the 83 Olympia. I didn't. I did something. I increases my magnesium. I increases my sodium. I use a product in Germany called Fosalit, which is actually sodium. You know, most people say, if you take sodium, you got to retain water. But when you take it and how to take it, and that you don't do things like Joe Blow did it, or let's say John Hansen did it, or Samir. No, you do it according to what you need. So a good coach will know where you're at. It's like GPS. You know where you're at, so you know where you're going. You don't do it because Joe Blow did this and that. You need to do things accordingly. And there's sometimes, I mean, really, diuretic, is it needed? Sometimes it's needed. But with the smart coaching, it's not needed. There is diuretic that actually promote water in the muscle. How's that? There is a diuretic that actually promote water in the muscle and actually prevent the travel, sodium-potassium exchange. There are things can be done, but you need to be with someone masterful that been there, done that. But diuretic could be avoided and you could look great without it? Of course you can, without a doubt. So, I mean, I'm only talking to you after 50 years of experience, right, John?
Right.
So you could do it without the use of diuretic. Yep.
All right, guys. Well, we'll wrap it up there. So next week is the big Olympia weekend. And we probably won't do a show next week, but we'll be back the week after, and we'll do our Olympia wrap-up. And we'll see how we do with our predictions, our top 10.
Jean, you're going to do this with Sean Ray and Bob Ciccarello? Who's the group you are working with?
I'll be down there with Olympia TV, but I'm not doing any interviews or anything. I'm just going to be there, I think, unless they want me to do something.
I got you. I see. Okay, well, good, man. I look forward to seeing you there. Maybe we'll go have some sushi or something. Yeah. And next year we'll see Marcus, hopefully.
All right.
Anyway, it's good chatting with you guys.